Hi, this is Brian French with Antique Video News. Remember to go to our website, antiquevideonews.com, where you'll discover the most complete assortment of videos on fine art and antiques. You can see on our homepage here, there are virtually every category of fine art and antique that you can learn about. Some of these videos are as long as an hour long, but they're all curated. They've all been watched by our team and meet a very, very high standard of quality to teach you the best information available on fine art and antiques. You can see the different categories involved. You can go to watch episodes of Antique Roadshow. You can learn about old masters, contemporary art. You can follow our other auction reviews that we provide on a bi-weekly basis, and other categories of decorative art and furniture. So regardless of your interest in art and antiques, you will find it on antiquevideo.com, and it is a great resource. Now, one of the terrific things is that these are all ad-free videos. You know, if you go to YouTube and you watch videos about art and antiques, they're constantly bombarding you with ads. So you'll see no ads here, and you'll be able to stay in your area of interest. So you don't have to search around anymore. So if you're interested in contemporary art, you can simply stay on the contemporary art page and watch 15 videos on the most important contemporary art in the last 50 to 80 years. So all the great artists from Picasso to Banksy to Van Gogh, just a great assortment of videos, and it's all free for your enjoyment and your education. One of the things about the reason that we created Antique Video News is to teach your eye and your brain what high quality art is all about. And today we're going to give you an example of going through the process of teaching your eye about quality pieces. So we're going to use the example of Japanese Imari. So we're going to go to the Christie's website here, and we've tapped in the search phrase Japanese Imari. And what they'll show you and what they'll share with you is the greatest pieces of Japanese Imari that they've come across for the last 25, 30 years or so. And so some of these prices may surprise you, and others you may find that are bargains. But this is a great place to start when you're trying to develop an eye for Japanese Imari. In comparison, if you went into a low quality antique store, you know, you're comparing very, very low quality antiques with an average antique, and you might think that average antique is good in comparison because it's better than the junk that you're seeing. My advice would be to start at the top of the market, and this would be, if you're interested in Japanese Imari, look at the Japanese Imari on Christie's and Sotheby's and other great auction houses. You'll come across rare items that you really can't explain and maybe haven't seen before. And so that's the case with this 4-tiered box and cover. It went for $20,000. And now you kind of just hopefully soak up the color palette here and the style. And obviously this is an early piece, but very rare. And so that's why it sold for 20,000 pounds. We'll kind of scroll. Here are some interesting Japanese Imari. You can see this blue, dark blue in here. You'll see on some of the pieces that we have in our collection are very similar to that. What you want to look for is the earlier pieces. So we're talking in the 1700s or 18th century was the most valuable pieces by and large. You can see that this kind of the spotting here on the cobalt on these pieces you'll see in other valuable pieces, but these went for $40,000 for this pair. Attractive covered vase, baluster. You can see if you ever come across hens or roosters that look like this. This was broken at one point, restuck. So what you might find is that many great antiques and many great pieces of art have had repairs done, and so don't disqualify an item just because it's had a repair done. If it's a rare, that's something to look into. Another classic Japanese Omari plate. This is early of the 17th century. So we'll continue on looking. There's 39 pages here, so you could kind of spend an afternoon and maybe go through 10 pages of great Japanese Omari at Christie's. These are rare because of the subject matter center. You can see these Omari vases that are covered and have on top ornate finials are appealing. These went for 6,800 pounds. Teapot, kind of interesting. I've had a couple of these pieces, these vases. This went for 4,000. You can see these sweeping cartouches and the dark blue cobalt and the gold are attractive. Let's look at other baluster vases. These went for $35,000. And what you'll see is like these were probably a bargain, but they didn't have their lids. So you saw other pieces that are very similar to this for $20,000. This sold for $750 without the lid. If you ever come across a lid that's of the same palette, you want to certainly buy it. So I'll buy lids that I know are from big early pieces, and I'll look to make a marriage between something that is appropriate. There's a bottle vase, which is interesting. That's sold for $750. I think that's a bargain. A covered bowl here. More common pieces. This is big, but you can see this is like a 24-inch charger, so it's it's huge, and only sold for $438. Japanese Omari is considered a bargain at current prices. The Japanese used to be very active in buying, less so with their kind of economic challenges that they've had over the last 20 years. But I would say that back at year 2000 or so, 20 years ago, the prices were probably double or more than what they are today. So if you're kind of a value shopper and a value investor, Japanese Omari versus Chinese Omari is a bargain. Here is a coffee pot. This one went for 1,800 pounds. We have one very similar in our eBay store, which we'll show you in a little while. Classic Meiji period, nicely done, but again, not early. There's some fantastic large covered vases for 38,000, almost 39,000 pounds. Nice big bowl, Meiji period. More coffee pots. So we've had one very similar to this, which had the figures down below. But this was a bargain, 250 pounds for two of these. You can see there are opportunities everywhere, from eBay to Christie's and everywhere in between. So the important thing is knowing an opportunity and a bargain when you see it. And the only way to develop that understanding is to see the best and know when something is a great bargain. Here's a Japanese bottle vase. We've had these in the past. Covered bowls. Rare figure of a tiger. You can see these vases are very nice and ornate. Went for $14,000. So the ormolu, the prices on these. So you can see things are sometimes kind of way overboard, and then you'll see bargains, like the one right here I would say is a bargain. This is very rare, this black and gilding and the cobalt blue on the exterior. It's quite rare. More pieces. Here's a covered jar. We have one similar in our collection. This went for £8.75. And another covered jar. This one went for £4,000. You'll see a couple pieces in our collection similar to this. This went for $23.75. These are very pretty, aren't they? Common. Yep, still went for $4,000. Easy. Here's part of a garniture set. You'll see in our collection we have a more complete set of these baluster jars, and we have the vases as well. So like $27.50 for this common Meiji period, 19th century and 20th century Amari. That was, I mean, there may have been some drinking involved on that one. That's way over the market. And then you look at this piece over here, and I'd say this is kind of way under the market, 1,100 euros for this very, very fine bowl. Do one more page. These galley pots that are early, in my opinion, a bargain. So 475 pounds. I'd buy a dozen of these at that price. We've had one similar to this, this large, long neck bulbous vase here, bottle vase. More common Amari, or 19th and 20th century. But again, see the spotting here. To me, this is quality. And it went for £5,000. So again, remember this color palette. Also, you'll occasionally see geishas, and this is a design that they used and is popular in the market. What we'll do now is go to our website, and I've looked at and have on Wondrous Things all the Japanese Amari that we have, and you'll see some similar characteristics. So remember I said the spotting and the high shoulders of a baluster vase and the nice finial on top. This is certainly a quality piece that we're able to find and buy at a, very reasonable price. This is, again, you can see the dark cobalt is indicative of an early piece. This is a large 16.5 inches in height covered bowl, very rare. You saw a few of these coffee pots at Christie's there. And ours does have the lid on the top, which is, what you want to see. This garniture, this is part of a garniture set with some ormolu, but it's 3 pieces, and it's reticulated, which means you can see it's carved. And it has an interior wall here, which is a pretty sophisticated type of work done in 1680 or so. Kendi, very attractive fluted vase or trumpet vase here, and this is 16.5 inches in height, classic piece. This is a very rare Japanese Amari done in the Chinese palette, and it is early 17th century. There aren't too many pieces in the world that are of this type because it is certainly Japanese, but it is picking up on the Chinese palette and colors, and this is actually a landscape scene, so might want to study that one. a number of auction houses that looked at it and verified it as being early 17th century, so very rare. This is a large floor vase, which is actually over there behind me. It is 51 inches and is huge. Got to figure out a way to get it to you if you're interested in buying it. Again, an 18th century classic Amari vase. This is a Barber bowl. This is an early piece. You probably could find similar ones on the Christie's site. This is common Amari of the 20th century, 19th century. It's an earlier piece. Cash pots are certainly of the Edo period, 18th century. So remember when I said the spotting of the cobalt? Here's another Flor Amari large vase, which is behind me. You can see it over there. It's beautiful. It's 35 3/4 inches in very, very good condition. Give that a look. This is a garniture set that I mentioned that compares favorably to some of the pieces on Christie's. It's complete. It's 5 pieces. And so that's 18th century, about 1740 or so. This is another appealing and attractive early charger of the 18th century. This is a great, you'll see like this charger color palette is on the cover of many books on early Japanese Amari. So very beautiful piece, 15 3/8 inches in diameter. This is an excellent quality piece. It is a 21-inch charger. That is very rare. For it to be early is something, and the color palette is very, very striking and compares very favorably to some of the finest pieces and chargers that you'll see on Christie's website as well. So that is our collection on eBay. And again, the reason that I show you this is to affirm to you that you can develop an eye for any particular form of collecting, whether it be furniture or contemporary art, if you see the best of the best by going to sites like Christie's and Sotheby's and other sites that have fine works. Obviously, museums are a good place to go. It just gets to be difficult, you know. You can sit in the comfort of your home and go to Christie's and look at every valuable piece that they've had for the last 20 years, you know, in a couple of hours, where a museum would be a bit exhausting going around the world to see the best of the best. So this is Brian French with Antique Video News. Remember to go to our website, Antique Video News, to watch fantastic videos, and it's really the best collection of art and antique videos available anywhere. Go to our YouTube page and you'll see other great videos that we've done on auctions that are coming up where you can purchase, and we give our best advice on noteworthy pieces that are coming up for auction on different auction houses like Doyle's and Sotheby's, and these are items that you can purchase on your own. So look at our videos. Again, a great tool to teach you how to become an expert in art and antiques. And the only way to do that is to develop your eye by looking at the best of the best. This is Brian French with Antique Video News, and thank you for joining us.
Brian French, an antique dealer with Wondrous Things, created AntiqueVideoNews.com to empower enthusiasts and collectors by leveling the knowledge playing field. AntiqueVideoNews.com offers thousands of hours of free, expert-curated art and antique videos. From contemporary art to old master paintings, Asian art to fine collectibles, we've got it all covered. Antique Video News provides in-depth analysis of art and antiques. We provide video updates on upcoming auctions worldwide to empower collectors and high-end interior decorators in helping them make savvy new acquisitions. Visit AntiqueVideoNews.com. We are changing the antique and art world forever.